When we are working in a manufacturing setup, manufacturing company, for example in a process industry, for example the chemical manufacturing or the paper manufacturing or the tire manufacturing, any of the manufacturing process industry, maybe pharmaceutical or any of the manufacturing industry, the one and foremost things which we normally create is the process cost sheet. So the process cost sheet is very vital from the point of view of calculating our valuation of inventory, for calculating and knowing the cost of the production for one process to other process, the consumption quantity, the production quantity from one process to other process, the transfer of cost from one process to other process. So the concept of that process cost sheet is very vital and very important. And let me tell you that this concept of process cost sheet is a age-old concept of costing system, and that costing system process or the age-old concept of the process cost sheet is still live in almost all the manufacturing setup and industry and the companies who are following the process costing and costing system for their own. But unfortunately, the process cost sheet is being created or prepared by many of us in a manual Excel files. We do not know how to get that process cost sheet solution in the system in the SAP. So I am sure that many of us are looking forward for that kind of solution, but let me tell you, there is no straightforward or immediate solution in the SAP standard system of the costing module. We have seen and we have encountered this kind of requirement from many of our customers and many of our different costing processes, and we have developed and formalized a proper process cost sheet solutions in SAP, and we have developed and implemented that solution in many of our different places, and these process cost sheet solutions are working absolutely fine and flawlessly in many of our different organizations. So if you are also looking for and waiting for such kind of a process cost sheet solution in your SAP system, then yes, this is the right video and right information and right point of knowledge for you. So come with me, I'll show you how the process cost sheet is being prepared and how the process cost sheet information flow from one process to other process, and how the valuation of the product of one process to other process takes place. Will show the entire nitty-gritty and the background of that particular things in the system. So let me take you to the system. So let me just first take you to the process cost sheet screen. Yeah, so this is the process cost sheet screen, wherein we have different processes listed in the left hand side column. Okay, and the right hand side you can see the process cost sheet for the first process, and you can see the process cost sheet is basically prepared in such a way that the quantity is there, amount is there, and the rate per output quantity is also there. So here you can see the cost of the first process, which is coming out to 9471. Okay, by considering all the cost of the raw material, cost of the utilities, direct cost, and all these things plus opening plus minus closing, everything is taken care, and we are getting a total process cost per unit of the output. This process cost per unit of output is transferred to the next process. You can see this is the next process. From this process to this process, the cost transferred is at same rate, that is 9471, and the quantity transferred also from the previous process. Now this is the way we calculate the process cost sheet from the system, so that the total cost of the second process get calculated, and this is how we can arrive the total cost of the process number 2. So 23,937. If I just see that third process, to the third process also system take the 23,937 and the quantity which is being consumed for the next process. So likewise the process number 4, the process number 5. So the complete reconciliation between the finance profit to the costing profit. So these all facilities, these all things we can get it from the SAP system, from the standard reports. So whatever the reports which I showed you, just like this is 1, 2, 3, 4, all are standard SAP reports. However, the data required for this process cost sheet, we have done a few ABAP developments for that to bring the data in the process cost sheet. So those things also I'll take you further in this particular video. So let me just take these things from this beginning only. So what we did is, we did this kind of grouping of the finished material and the finished material grouping to the particular process cost sheet by cost sheet head. That's what we called as a cost head or cost center. This is how the linking would be working, and once this is there, then there is a closing stock. Then we have done the grouping for the raw material also, and then this is how the grouping of the material and the screens are there for opening, closing and process loss things. And we have taken the total transaction data from the MB51 and MSET table to the process cost sheet model, and then we update that particular cost centers and input material grouping. And this is how the cost center for that post transaction data posting look like. And this is how we can update the quantity data for the sales and everything. And this is the expense summary report we create for the purpose of creating the process cost sheet. Before we create the process cost sheet, we have to create a detailed report called expense summary report, and this is that expense summary report what we create, and based on that this report is being developed. So this is the complete end-to-end solution for process cost sheet, which is very much required for any of the manufacturing company and any of the process related company. This process cost sheet solution is, you can say, 20% we have done the work of through ABAP module, and other 80% while the standard allocation cycle, standard SAP report painter reports are being used to develop this complete solution for the process cost sheet. So if you are eager to know more about the process cost sheet solutions, please feel free to contact us, and we are happy to get it ready for you as well. Thank you.